Hey, welcome. How are you today? I see Chalet in the house and Mumsy in the house. Great to see you both here. Ready for the crime beat? Oh, I should change the little icon. There you go, the image in the corner. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So good morning, everyone. As you're saying, good evening for me. And yeah, crime beat in Cambodia. True crime in Cambodia. There's over the last week or so, there have been like I'm like, oh my gosh, I should like talk about this. This is like crazy. But we're just going to kind of go backwards in time and see what there is. Everybody saying good morning to each other. Okay, so let me share the screen. See, is it sharing? There it is. All righty. So this one that it shares that Cambodia has sentenced. Okay, so the court. Hey, Frugal's in the house. Good morning. Good evening. So we're going over true crime in Cambodia. what I've been seeing in the news. So Cambodia sentences 13 Filipino surrogate mothers to 4 years in prison. So surrogacy is illegal in Cambodia. And these 13 women had come to Cambodia to be surrogates, and they got busted, and they got 4 years in prison. Yes, indeed. Oh, this one's kind of nice. I'm going to actually click on the story for this one. An 82-year-old woman who was, I think, already in jail, and her sentence was suspended after concerns were raised. So let's see what this one says. Okay, so she was, I guess, just recently arrested in an area called Takao. And the statement from the Supreme Court said 3 points. One, they received three pending review petitions, one for a 38-year-old male, one for a 36-year-old male, and a female born in 1942. Now, why didn't they just say her name? She was 82 instead of putting, I don't know, but that's the way they did it. So they received the 3 petitions. I guess the 3 of them were sentenced to 8 months imprisonment on charges of, quote, intentionally causing damage and loss of faith in the court decision. Okay, I'm interested to know, like, what was she arrested for, right? After receiving the whole case from the provincial court, the Supreme Court decided to open and review the case. And then, based on humanitarian principles, the Supreme Court considered suspending the sentence of Chum Yen, that's her name, born in 1942, now 82 years old. Okay, let's see. So there was a flurry of social media coverage, apparently, about this case because this lady suffers from high blood pressure and diabetes. Okay. Here, finally. She had been arrested in a case involving a land dispute. So in addition to her arrest and imprisonment, 2 of her children were also arrested. Wait, what? How? But 36 and 38? And she's 82? My goodness. She's already, it's kind of past time to be having kids, right? Do the math. Somebody do the math for me. How old was she when she had the baby? If she had a 36-year-old and she's 82 now. $46? Hey, Twisted Tea is in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, I guess that's not so old these days. Yeah, 46. Okay. It doesn't just land. It was a land dispute. It doesn't give us much detail about it. Ooh, check this out. After reviewing the case, because of the social media, the Prime Minister of Cambodia, Hun Manet, instructed the Deputy Prime Minister, who is the Minister of Justice, and all other relevant authorities to review the case to provide justice. So see, if the Prime Minister says jump, you jump. So there you go. Only in Cambodia. That means she had her kids after the Khmer Rouge. Makes sense. Yeah. I was thinking maybe she was like 50 or 60 or something, like my age. I don't know. Having babies. It's like, what? But I guess 46 isn't that old. I mean, it's past normal time, but it's not unheard of. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back here. There was drug stuff, blah blah. An Indian guy, a Thai guys. Okay, let's check this one out. I've seen this headline: man's body found in Phnom Penh wasteland. So of course it's this bushy area where people throw trash, and the body was found. So police are probing the circumstances behind the discovery of his body, and he had been reported missing for over a week. His name is Chitvana, in an advanced state of composition. He was found at 8 a.m. yesterday. Oh, near where I live. I know exactly where this is. He was reported. I smelled him. That's the second time in my life I've smelled a dead body. And not only that, I mean, because I went by there like three or 4 days ago. I went on this street and where they dump all this trash, and I could smell something, and I just figured maybe it's probably a dead animal or something. And but I was like, man, it wouldn't be unrealistic to think of somebody dumping a body out here. So yeah. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit further than where I was. He was 53 years old, described by his family as a mentally retarded person living in this village in Sensak, which is a totally different area. His body was discovered by a man who went to urinate in the wasteland. This could be the road that I'm thinking of. This would be new. I haven't noticed that building there if it is. His family went to the scene, claiming the body was their uncle who'd been missing. Ew. They didn't block this part out. His face is all black, like the same color as his hair, but that's his face. That's his skin. They said that he left his house at 8 a.m. The medical examiner concluded the death was due to a heart attack. That's kind of the default here. Frugal, and then handed the body over to the relatives for a traditional ceremony. Yeah, that's kind of the default. Too close. Yeah. A few blocks over from where I live, I think. But the other time I was living in California, and I was out kind of like just hiking around this river area, with a friend, and I smelt I knew something was dead, figured it was an animal. And I was telling my friend, I think we should go check it out. He's like, nah, you don't need to go check it out. And then it was like maybe 6 months or something. I mean, it was a girl that had been missing, and a woman. It was a young woman who had been missing, but she like had decomposed to bones by then. And when they described like where her body was found, I was like, oh my gosh, I said to my friend that she was still at a state where, of smelling, right? Or the gases being released and everything. And it would have helped the police solve her case so much, sooner, and been able to identify her faster and everything, because she wouldn't have gone all the way to bones. Yeah. Frugal, did they report if the guy was able to finish his urination? What a great question. No, they did not report the answer to that question. I'll take 80 movies titles for 800 points, Maven. Andy is in the house. Woohoo! Okay, so what's next? There's some funny stories. But let's see. We need to go to the next page. I might have to like scroll through some of these. It's just like normal, boring noise. News. This was interesting. This little bit of headline. The Ministry of Women's Affairs. We have, and when I say ministry, it's like the Department of Health and Human Services or whatever, right? Department. Here we call them ministries. So the Minister of Women's Affairs has urged women to take care of their eyes, as the number of women seeking eye health care services is less than the number of men, according to data. So based on the fact that more men are going to get eye health care, that women just aren't taking care of their health. They're not going in to get their eyes checked. After the Khmer Rouge, a lot of that generation went blind. They're not sure if that is like a mental thing or a nutritional deficiency thing, but it is a statistical thing. And so they are probably quite concerned for women to do that. But I just thought that was interesting. Okay, more funny crime things. There was... Police probe 2 separate murder victims found in Bavet City, that's up in the north, in 10 minutes. So one was handcuffed and dumped in the canal, and the other was headless and in a suitcase. They were both found near a casino, and they were discovered within 10 minutes of each other. Tell me if you want me to read this. The men might be losing their sight because of all the smoking and drinking, especially if they're drinking palm wine that hasn't been done correctly, like the girls up in Laos died from the methanol poisoning. Every year we get stories of a wedding party or a funeral or something where people are drinking palm wine, homemade palm wine, which can be great, but basically it's moonshine, and sometimes they don't do it right, and there's methanol, and people die of methanol poisoning. Look at Andy sending ladybug emojis. Didn't they just find a beheaded body? Well, how did you know that, Mumsy? Yes, this is the one. I just read about it. I'm surprised you knew about it, though. Oh, here you go. A monk got defrocked after social media video. So I think this is a clip of the video. You've got the monk, you've got a girl, and you see this. His hand is on her arm. Even if nothing else happens in this video, which maybe he leans over and kisses her or something, I don't know. But this alone is enough. Monks are not allowed to touch women. And sometimes they're not even allowed to like be handed something from a woman. Like you would have to put it down on the table and then they could pick it up from the table. They can't be touching it at the same time as a woman if they're really strict. And I had to, when I was teaching at Panyasastra University, because I knew about this, and I had monks in my class, and I'm handing out papers, right? Assignment papers or whatever. And I asked them, I said, are you allowed to take this from me since I'm female? Or do I need to just set it down on the desk for you? And they said, no, because I'm a teacher, that it's like no male or female attached to the position, right? So they're allowed to take it from me. Let me see what everyone else is saying. Got a notice. You got a notice. Huh. So you got some kind of Cambodian news notification thing going on. Anyway, he was defrocked because in the story it says he was dallying with a young woman. And that video was widely disseminated, so it couldn't be hidden under the rug, so they had to defrock him. The speeding driver tried to flee after hitting a tuk-tuk. A luxury car driver had to be restrained from fleeing the scene of an accident. And so this little vehicle here is called a tuk-tuk, and it doesn't say anything about how badly it was damaged. It doesn't say anybody died or anything, which is lucky, because they're just little tin cans. It's very common that people will try to run away from an accident, not because they're fleeing the scene, not to get caught by the police. That's not the issue usually. I mean, it could be, but more endangering to them is that an angry mob will start busting up their car. Like, you lock yourself in your car. Angry mob will come, especially if somebody's died. If somebody has died or was injured badly, they will come. A mob will surround your car, start beating it with whatever they have in hand. So I've seen like motorcycle helmets crashing the windshields, and they will pull you out and beat you, and you could die. So usually when they're fleeing, it's because they don't want to die, not because they're afraid of the police. Cars are the only things that scare me here. People have no idea how to drive cars here. This is true. There are a lot of people that don't know how to drive cars here. But having been here when most of the streets did not have street lights and things yet, there was a way that vehicles, doesn't matter if it's from a bicycle to a bus, there's a way that vehicles moved on the road, and it worked. And it totally made, it's like, now I know why immigrants going to the United States, especially, I was from the Bay Area, so we had a lot of people from Vietnamese refugees that were there in the Bay Area, and they would always do these, bad driving behaviors, but that's the way it's done here, and it's safe. It's like actually safer when everybody is doing it that way. All right. Once they started, and they didn't even have like lines painted on the roads and things like this, right? There were only 2 stoplights in the entire capital city of Phnom Penh when I moved here. And now they've got more road rules. Okay. And a lot of people go to driving school, and if they've gone to driving school, they actually have pretty good driving manners. But there's a lot of people that are like trying to drive the old way. And yeah. Shell, fun listening to your channel, looking on the water, so many videos and shorts. This is true. You are just like pumping out the content, girl. And Chalet's, look in the description. Her link is there. All right. What's next? Blah, blah, blah. Ponzi schemes, drugs. Okay, next. Couple arrested over kidnap. So a Chinese man and his Cambodian wife are accused. This is funny writing. They're accused of allegedly. Okay, just anybody out there with English grammar, choose one or the other. You don't use both. They're either accused of confining a Chinese businessman or they allegedly confined a Chinese businessman. You don't say allegedly, they are accused of allegedly. That it's redundant. Okay. Anyway, a Chinese businessman in Dubai demanding $50,000 from the victim's family. And you'll see here on this table, if you can see in this picture, they have like military uniforms here and a gun and a police hat. So I think they were imitating officers as well. How are you?
Hello.
You want to say hello to Lai and the live?
Hello, happy coconut. Yeah.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Too many cars thinking they are still on a motorcycle. Exactly, Frugal. Chalet, Belle V has been taking portions of my lives and making fun of me. Oh, really? I should go find that.
No, I'm going Piggy.
Piggy?
No, downstairs.
Oh. Oh.
Downstairs, no.
She can't find Piggy. Huh?
Downstairs, no.
Wait. Is that Piggy or Slinky? Piggy or Slinky? There's a cat under my desk. She's turning on her flashlight.
Oh, Piggy.
Is Piggy?
Piggy.
Oh, she found Piggy.
Oh, Piggy.
Piggy.
Oh, Piggy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Piggy shot off like a rocket. Doesn't want to be like manhandled at the moment, but she's gonna catch him. She's evil. Bong Chalet. Oh, she's already downstairs. I'll tell her when she gets back up here. Twisted Tea, Chalet. She works for the scummiest person on YouTube. Never trusted her. Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen her stuff. So, Chani? Yeah, Bong Chalet. Say, Susday Sray Saat. Okay, she said, Akun. Yeah. We'll find her. Oh, she got Piggy. Piggy's in trouble. She's got Piggy.
Hello, what's the
Yeah. He's so tolerant. I wouldn't seek out videos of someone making fun of the Chalet would not seek out videos of someone making fun of me. You're right. I'm not going to go waste my time. Don't worry. And that's Cassie in the background. Okay. Enough.
Oh, madam baby.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, Piggy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
She's going to take Piggy to bed. She doesn't have any stuff. She just talks about people in Ruin's life.
Oh, happy.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Happy. Yeah, well, I'll let you handle the damage control then. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Ecotourism, fire damaged market in Battambang. This is good. The Women's Ministry to get tough on domestic violence says they're establishing a technical working group to review certain articles of the law on the prevention of domestic violence and the protection of victims, which are being amended. And I did see that, like, they're looking at, like, maybe, you know, having safe houses and stuff. Got to see if I can get in on that, especially if the government's going to, like, pay. Tourism. There was a short film festival. Students being taken to the Khmer Rouge killing fields to learn about it. Ooh, water snakes. They're studying Tonle Sap water snakes. especially in relation to fishing bycatch. So, when you use a net and you catch fish, but you also catch lots of other stuff, that's called bycatch. And I thought this was pretty good. The Safety and Health Training Center was officially inaugurated. So they are teaching people safety skills. This would obviously be people like working on a skyscraper or something, learning to have actual, climbing gear kind of stuff. And also they're calling for digital tech to enhance productivity among the disabled. A lot of stuff for disability, people with disabilities. Dun, 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 planting trees. Police search for on-the-run officer. That's awkward. Siem Reap police have launched an urgent search for an officer dismissed from the force for violating the rules of the National Police of Cambodia. Girl, I know she doesn't have anything on me. You haven't seen any except for being cruel and nasty and vile. Oh, what talent? That's what. I gotta go back. Okay, Twisted Tea said, I think you, Chalet, are much more talented. Chalet said she only cares about the views. She doesn't care about real people. And what talent does she have? I haven't seen any except for her being cruel and nasty and vile. Girl, I know she doesn't have anything on me. Andy says, don't know why the beef, but Shell, I love your crackback sass. They don't stand a chance. You are on fire, emojis. And Chalet says, thank you. So let's check what rules he was violating. Does it tell us? He was fired. It's been failing to fulfill the obligation to protect traded instruments. What are traded instruments and transaction payments? Tradable instruments and transaction payments. I have no idea what that means. Maybe some kind of embezzling or something that was happening. Man arrested after a bomb threat to family. So this guy here, he had an unexploded ordnance from the 1970s that he was threatening his own family. Oops. Let's check it out. What for? It was a case of domestic violence, turned into a case of threatening to kill his wife and whole family. Doesn't say how. The man's wife was 24. He was 33. Police confiscated the bomb and handed it over to experts. That's it. No other information. We don't get a lot of information. Cambodian news sometimes does a lot more information, but the English news, they, having been a sub-editor and an editor for the, but when I was a sub-editor, we were limited to like space in the newspaper is like really short. And so we really downsized anything that was the crime beat. I'm like, some of these are good stories, And we already covered that one. Lady driver finds herself inverted in Phnom Penh. I thought this was this is sexist. When I saw this headline. There's her car upside down. She lost control of her vehicle. Doesn't say anything about injuries. But why point out that she was a lady driver? I know who their editor. I know who their editor is. Oh. Phnom Penh Armed Forces continues massive anti-gang crackdown in pictures. All right, let's look at some of these pictures. Okay. The Phnom Penh Armed Forces have continued their large-scale anti-gang crackdown, which has resulted in hundreds of arrests and anti-social and gang elements in the capital. The initiative was launched on June 21st after the Prime Minister said do something. So here's all the forces in the green. They're in the green. We call those gendarmerie, the French gendarmerie. What are these people carrying motorcycles? These guys were stealing motorcycles and they got busted. I don't know. Oh, look at all these phones, all the stolen phones that they caught. And then all these people. That's unusual to see bare legs, to see people wearing shorts like this. Very unusual. Everybody's in sandals. Yeah, these are sometimes they make the people they catch, rather than like taking them to jail, they'll do something like make the I did this with my kids. Okay, 20 jumping jacks, that's your punishment. 20 jumping jacks or 20 push-ups. So police often do that. They caught some thieves. They're making them do exercises again. Busted somebody. Oh, and these two are blacked out. Oh, wow. This was a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There were 17 hoodlums. Another group of hoodlums. Oh, here's the police going out at night to keep the streets safe. Another hall. This is the same people with the same 3 motorcycles. You think they might be stealing motorcycles? Now you see I bet you the reason why, you can lock your handlebars. So that's probably why they have it lifted up and are carrying them like that. There they are they shaved their heads too. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see? And they didn't just like shave them all the way. They shaved part here and part here. So there's patches of hair on their head and then scalp. Yeah, they do that sometimes. There they are getting ready to go out for the night. Maybe some kind of press conference. There they are going out. Some people they caught. Punishment. Oh, here they are shaving the heads. He's got a shaver. Yeah. Wow, that was a big group of people. Another big group of people. It's not the same group, is it? No, different group. I love they're putting them on the wall in front of the mural here. Just they're shaving the head. Like I said, they don't shave it all the way. They shave it in spot, so that they have tufts of hair. All right, good. That's over. What's next? An inferno which killed a Frenchman and a Cambodian woman was likely a suicide, says the fire chief. Let's check out this. This is an update, so it's the latest information. So here's a picture of the fire. And fires are serious things. Cambodians freak out. They're super cautious because a fire can jump from one house to the next house. It was in a rented room in the area called Tul Kork here in Phnom Penh. Said after receiving information from residents that a fire was burning in a house with people trapped inside, he immediately ordered fire trucks and firefighters to intervene. There's all the fire trucks arriving. And then you got like the tanks of water because you don't always have a place to like hook up to water. It's all the smoke burning. I guess before the fire trucks got there. Oh, that's it. They didn't even. Fire was brought under control at noon. Upon entering the location, they discovered the bodies of a French man and a Cambodian woman. Unofficial sources named this is deceased as a 22-year-old female who's a hairdresser and a nail artist, and a 56-year-old French guy. All right, there's that. See what you guys are saying. No Paul Mitchell salon. I don't think so. For those thieves, no, not for them. They get that shaver right on, and they go zoom this way and zoom this way, and I think it's great. Two women arrested for allegedly paying $300,000 in bribes to a disgraced tycoon. So they are arrested for paying the bribes. Okay, so I found out what this is about. I asked my students today. So there, like Miss Universe and all this kind of stuff, Miss America, Miss Universe. There's also, pageants are big money. So there's a million. There's Miss Tourism. There's Miss this, Miss that. There's a million pageants out there. So one of them is Miss Planet, and Miss Cambodia won. But then it was a shocking withdrawal that she withdrew, and so the first runner-up is now Miss Planet. And so apparently there was all kinds of shenanigans going on. Like the people running it were not above board, and so she was not going to get drawn into it. Oh, I guess they were doing the local one to represent Cambodia in the international one. All right. So there she is winning, and then whichever one is the runner-up, it's going to replace her. In a 5-minute video, she stated that she has a clear goal to represent Cambodia to promote Cambodian culture and civilization to the world. She added she's dedicated to spending time and personal money to do charity work and videotaping at various tourist sites. So she wants to be an influencer, as well as filming and promoting civilization and culture. However, she said that I am very hurt by what happened in Siem Reap on the day of the national representative shoot. There were national and international guests, relatives, grandparents, and children as witnesses. I am really hurt that they do not value Khmer. They despise our Khmer and despise my people. Oh, maybe it was the internet. Oh, no, okay. I mean, this is really confusing because then it says Miss Cambodia placed 27th in the final with somebody from the United Arab Emirates winning the coveted Miss Planet crown. So she backed down from she was to represent Cambodia, and that's what she withdrew from. And then the other person came in 27th. The first runner-up that represented Cambodia came in 27th. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty strong. I am really hurt that they do not value Khmer. They despise our Khmer and despise my people. So when she says here in this context, because Khmer can mean the ethnicity of the person, it can also mean the culture. So they do not value Khmer, they despise our culture and despise my people. Yeah. Pretty strong. Well, good for her for standing up to it. Oh, yeah, this is so like when I was telling you there's some like good stories. I haven't read this. I only saw the headline. And I thought, man, this would like be great on a show. Okay, man detained after beating woman over irritating wind chime. I love wind chimes. Look at this guy. A man has been detained in Phnom Penh after he allegedly beat his neighbor after becoming irritated by the sound of a wind chime. The incident took place at 10:15 p.m. on November 28th in Phnom Penh. And sources say that the man beat his next door neighbor, a lady, a mother of three, after becoming irate over the sound of wind chime or bells. He went next door to her house and struck her, causing the woman to faint. Their words. Police were called and the authorities took both sides to the police station. After the victim arrived at the police station, she suddenly felt nauseous and fainted again. So she was sent to the emergency room. Wait for a solution later. Yeah, I bet the Khmer story has a lot more details on this one. But can you imagine? Yeah, it is terrible, Mumsy. Exactly. I mean, at least say, hey, can you take down the wind chime, at night because I'm trying to sleep. Put it out during the day, fine. But, hey, it's 10 o'clock at night. The wind's blowing. Can you please take it down? No, just went over there and hauled off and hit her. Sounds like that's what happened. Dun, dun, dun. Lucky escape for a Phnom Penh luxury car speeder. A group of 4 people had a lucky escape when their vehicle overturned. Yeah, it looks like they hit something pretty hard here too. Made them overturn. What else do we got? Tourists at Angkor Wat. Tourism. Life sentences for 10 ketamine traffickers. So they've been sentenced to life in jail and fined lots of money for ketamine traffickers. So you see here, they've got actual production machines and stuff here. They weren't just selling it or importing it. They were producing it. Marijuana traffickers busted. Government stands with people to solve their problems. Japan. Cambodian king concludes his state visit in Vietnam. Blah, blah. Come on, we want good crime stories. Well, this is nice. Cambodia celebrates 2 years of Bokato's inclusion in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. So it's a type of boxing kind of thing, but it's a Cambodian, it's uniquely Cambodian. And so that's why UNESCO listed it as an intangible cultural heritage. Let's see, one more page. We'll do one more page. Let's see what we got. See what you guys are saying. I guess it gives a whole new meaning to silence is golden. Exactly. All right. Road improvements. A commune chief is arrested for demanding a bribe from a drug dealer. Good. Gangs sent. Oh, here these guys are lucky. They shaved their whole head instead of just patches. Sleeping driver causes rice upset. A drowsy driver has been blamed for a spectacular crash in Pursat province. Look at the car upside down. And they're worried about the rice. Cyber con men in Cambodia duped Indian minister's account of almost $250,000. Business. Former Army officer given suspended sentence. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison after being found guilty of illegally shipping explosives. But he served more than 3 months in prison, and so his sentence was suspended. educate rural children. Oh, there was a huge, this was nice. There was a summit, a world summit on landmines that was held in Siem Reap. And it says there were over 600 participants from 105 countries. And I heard that there were a few like resolutions that they came to. I mean, it's kind of like, why are there people even still manufacturing landmines? PIC, Plan International Cambodia. Oh, Ministry urges banks to expand job opportunities for the disabled. And this isn't the minister. Remember, I said the prime minister says jump, people jump. This is a senior official from the Ministry of Social Affairs, Veterans and Youth Rehabilitation, calling on the banking and financial institutions to enhance their efforts in employing people with disabilities. So hopefully, as a senior official, this will also help people with disabilities. Also, this masked theater called Lacon Cole is celebrated its 6th anniversary of being on the UNESCO list. Ooh, IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, uplists Banteng to critically endangered as the population falls. So it's a wild cattle species of that's found here in Southeast Asia and other countries too, not just Cambodia. But they've had a devastating global population decline of over 80% in just the last 20 years due to rampant poaching and habitat loss. That's sad. And in Cambodia, they call it Banteng. And Channy's sending me a message about somebody who needs blood to help her father. Okay, I just sent her a message that says wait. Okay, I said one more page, so that's it. All right, well, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed hearing some true crime from Cambodia. And so that's that. It's almost 10 o'clock. Maybe we'll do this again next week if there's anything interesting that has happened. Did you guys hear in the Hannah case that she went to Mexico? So there's a lot of people upset. There's some people still wondering if Hannah Kobayashi was missing in Los Angeles from Hawaii. And some people still upset, thinking that maybe she's still with some kind of cult or something. You know, her father died over this. So we'll see. Maybe she literally went off the grid. But you think that she would like tell someone at least, hey, look, I'm going to a retreat. I'll be off the grid, for the next month, so that no one would worry about her. I don't know. That's that. I watched the sentencing of the ballerina one there in Florida. Gosh, her name escapes me. I apologize. Was it Emily Benefield? She got 20 years in prison for shooting her husband. I thought it was harsh. I thought she should have got less, but whatever. Some people believe she was, so basically in her case, it was a domestic violence. I mean, she shot her husband. Her testimony is that he was coming forward attacking her, and she was able to grab a gun and shoot him, and then he died from his wounds. So either she fun doing crosswords. Oh, good. On Sunday? Well, we'll do it again next Sunday. Crime is everywhere. It sure is. Yeah. You know, some people believe she was faking the domestic violence as a money grab kind of thing. And other people believe, no, she really was. I tend to be on the she really was side. But anyway, I thought 20 years was harsh. But she was found guilty, so she had to be sentenced. So you guys, before you go, just don't forget that love transcends time and space. So wherever and whenever you're watching this, I love you. I do. Look at all the emojis. You guys are kings and queens of emoji. Even Mumsy's doing emojis. That's awesome. So tomorrow I'll be back on. I don't know if we'll play a game or if there'll be some kind of subject. You'll find out when I schedule it, what the topic will be, but I will be live tomorrow at the same bat time, same bat channel. So until then, catch you later.